Hey everyone, my name is Mike, and in this video I'll be showing you how to farm Throne of Thunder for 2 mounts. In this video I am level 100, equipped item level of 736, and I'm doing this on 10-man normal, which I recommend since it's the easiest one, and both mounts drop on 10-man and normal. So in this video I did speed up a little bit of the walking. A lot of the trash I also sped up just because the trash isn't really that important, so just mainly showing you the route to get to each boss. I'm going to try to tell you about each boss. Just so you know, I didn't really raid this place, so I don't know the strategies that well, but I'll try to give my best help for any of this stuff. So this first guy, Jin'rokh the Breaker, I would highly recommend if you have a single target spec. I was AoE for this. Unfortunately, I forgot this to change out, but if you have a single target spec, this will go a lot quicker and easier, and you risk dying less. But I obviously pop my cooldowns right off the start, all offensive ones, and then he does this thing where he spawns that ball behind me and he blows up on you. Doesn't do that much damage, and he also will grip you at one point. You'll see me right here, he throws me to a wall, which does a little bit of damage, and then you come back and you do nothing. He'll also spawn this like giant purple, or that gray puddle over there. It looks kind of like a shadow trap from Icecrown Citadel. You want to stand in that. I don't remember why. I think it does damage, or it increases your damage or something like that, but eventually if you take long enough, this will start to be like electrocuted, so get out of that if that happens. So once you kill him, you're going to go on to the next zone, and I do have my map open for the majority, or for all of this video, just so you guys see where I'm going. I know it's a little bit distracting, but it helps a lot of people if they don't know their way around here. These ghosts in the sky that have that blue aura around them, I believe they're immune to damage. If you get caught in that blue thing, it will throw you off of this platform, so do not get caught in that. This bridge over here that I'm walking on, as you see, the wind is pushing me, so you want to basically, the way I do it is the little thing I just stood on right there is where no wind is, so if you're kind of close to the edge, you want to stand on that to reposition yourself, but the wind will push downwards, so you want to kind of be angled, running straight but up against the wind. Easiest way to do it right there. But as you're going across the bridge, the little witches that you saw me fighting there are going to, this one right here are going to aggro you, and they're going to not really do anything to you. I don't remember what exactly they do, but as far as I know, they kind of melee you. I think they have like that cast that they do, but not that big of a deal. This second bridge pushes against you. It's not knocking you off, it's just pushing you backwards, which is kind of annoying. As you see, that ghost behind me got pretty close, and I was like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, but it didn't get me, luckily, so it's all good. And then these like snakes or whatever spawn by accident here. I don't know how I spawned those, but yeah, I never did Throne of Thunder that much. I know I did raid it back in Pandaria, but it wasn't something that I did a lot of, and I actually didn't like it that much. I know Throne of Thunder has a pretty good rep as one of the best raids ever, which is nice, but I never really rated it that much to form that much of an opinion on it. So this next boss is called Horridon, and this is where the first mount will spawn after some RP. I think like 30 seconds worth of RP, maybe even a minute. He's going to come out of that cage, so you don't have to do anything. The mount looks pretty much like him, except it has a little bit less armor, and it is a 1.7% drop rate as according to Wowhead, so around the 2% mark. So basically, again, pop all my offensive cooldowns off the bat. He does this frontal and this behind him cone that you saw me get out of that, does a little bit of damage. Throughout the fight, there's going to be ads spawning, which is really helpful, especially as a warrior, because if you kill those ads at least at level 100, they will pop your victory rush, which you can use to heal. This fight, I think this is one of the more important fights, where if you don't have good defensive cooldowns or good self-healing, you might not have a easy time doing this, if even possible at all. I know that warriors, because we have that victory rush and we kill the ads, we can use it to heal ourselves or in rage regeneration. It helps out a lot, so I would recommend doing or having a class that can have some self-healing. There's also going to be another boss that spawns. I forget his name, but you want to kill him as well. I believe once you kill him, Horridon enrages. And then there's another ad as well that does dino rending, or mending, I believe it's called. So you want to interrupt that because that's a heal. And the enrage is really when really the boss has a ton of damage. So you want to make sure that's when you want to save your defensive cooldowns for. So this trash over here is kind of annoying because once you kill it once, I'm out of breath. Unreal. When you kill these guys once, you're going to see that they respawn as ghosts. They don't move, they just kind of stand there. You have to kill them. They do shadow bolts, I believe, at you, so you want to make sure to kill them and twice. So when you go to kill the next pack, make sure you're not running away, because you're going to be stuck in aggro with these guys. So as you see, I'm going to stand around here, wait for them to respawn, and then I'm going to kill them. So a little bit tedious and annoying, but it is what it is. You also notice in this video that I'm not looting, and that's because it is a good idea to loot, obviously, but just for the sake of this video, I didn't want to keep editing out the looting, or I didn't want to like slow down the video, so that's why I'm not looting only the bosses. Anyway, moving on, you're gonna go into this next room, and these guys are going to have like that same little animation. Like, it looks like they're gonna respawn like that other area did, but these guys won't. These guys will not respawn, so you can go ahead and get to stepping. I believe you can actually mount in here, but I don't know if it's really worth it since it is like a 3-second run. The guards that I just passed, they sometimes aggro, they sometimes don't. Sorry, I'm not sure, but for this video they didn't. So I didn't speed up that one because it was kind of a quick kill, and then after I kill those guys, I like to mount up and go to the next area. And whether you go left or right here, you're going to encounter a group of ads. Luckily, they were over there, as you see in front of me, that I didn't have to aggro them, but if you do aggro them, just kill them, not that big of a deal. So our third fight here is the Council of Elders. It's just one big giant AoE fest. I believe one guy gets enraged and then keeps switching to which guy's enraged. The purple guy, as you see here, is the one that's enraged and does a little bit more damage. I just popped all my offensive cooldowns, including that ring, Blade Storm, Dragon Roar. That did a ton of damage when the ring exploded. That little sand patch to my left there, don't stand in that, that does some damage. And then one of them, I believe, has a cast that you can interrupt, but this is definitely one of the easiest fights in this place, especially with such as a warrior, because you just go crazy with the AoE and it's easy. So moving on, you're gonna go to this little bridge cinematic. I think it's about a minute long, and ever since Mist of Pandaria, this hasn't been able to be skipped. So I just cut it out because no one wants to see that. You can't skip it. You press escape and you can't press yes or no as to whether or not you want to skip the cinematic. Hopefully that gets patched sometime in the near future, but I mean, it's been 2 expansions now almost, so we'll see how it goes. But moving on, these bats, they don't do anything really. I just killed them slowly, didn't use my AoE for some reason, and then victory rushed as needed. And then this next boss is called Tortos, or as I like to call him, Tortilla. The quicker you kill him, the easier this fight is, but he'll spawn these like blue circles underneath you that you're going to see me move out of here in a second right there. If you go further into this fight, he's going to spawn like a bunch of those very fast, so just move around. He also spawns turtles that you're going to see spawn at the end of this fight here. They kind of just run around, spin around, and annoy you, and if you kill them, they stop, and then I guess at one point in time, you would use those to kick at the boss to damage him or something. I'm not entirely sure how that mechanic worked, but there is turtles, and if you want to kill them, if you do have to kill them, obviously do, because they're just going to be annoying. I'm not sure if my heavy inhaling is being annoying, but I feel like it is. Like I'm short of breath for some reason. I don't know what this is. I think I have to like work on my cardio for commentary. I don't know how that works. But moving on, you're going to want to kill 3 of these guys near bells. There is, like I said, 3 of them, and when you ring the bell, it's gonna like start awakening a boss. Basically, is the story here. I'm not too sure, but they're not that hard to kill. You can avoid pretty much all of the ads in this area, which is nice. If you do happen to pull one, they're not that hard to kill. Don't think they have any special mechanics, and you can fortunately mount here, so it's not that long of a trip. And this is one of the parts that I think is very helpful with showing my map, just because, especially in an area like this, it's easy to get confused, and I'm really glad that they added the maps to dungeons and raids, so glad that I can do that for you. But this is the third guy over here, and once you kill him, or whichever third, you don't have to do it in this order, but whichever, eventually you have to kill all 3 to spawn the next boss. And when you do kill all 3 and you ring all 3 bells near them, like I'm doing here, you're going to see on the screen Megaera, how do you say it? Yeah, Megaera rises from whatever, and I did end up speccing into single target here because everything after this is straight up single target. Even Tortos, if you kill him quick enough, he is a single target fight, so you might as well just go single target. I think the only AoE fight here is Horridon and Council of Elders, so if you want to do some respecking, you can, you don't have to. But this fight is probably, I think, the most challenging and the most annoying. So basically, including this first set here, you have to kill 7 different spawns of these heads. I usually just kill, I think at this point it doesn't really matter which one you kill, but I just kill the green and the red one. You kill one of them and then they eventually go away, and then the next set spawns. So like I said, you have to kill 7 of them. And this fight requires some defensive cooldowns and healing. You can't use Victory Rush when you kill these guys, unfortunately. So what I did was I used, I believe it was Enrage Regeneration when I got to like 70% health, and then before my Enrage Regeneration came up, again I got to like 70% health again, so I used my Retaliation, which is like reduces the amount of damage I take, and then I used Enrage Regeneration on that 3rd time that I got to 70%, and then again I used Rallying Cry the next time I got to 70%, which just increases my health for like 10 seconds, not that big of a deal. But basically, you're gonna want some healing on this fight and some defensive cooldowns, because this boss like enrages and does a shit ton of damage to you, so definitely, if any fight at all in this place is going to give you trouble, it's gonna be this one, and unfortunately, it's one of the ones you have to do before the last mount boss, so it is what it is. And I mean, if you can do it, and it's not that big of a deal, it just becomes a very tedious fight. It's very annoying. So you kill that, and then you're gonna move on. Once again, you can mount in this area, so please do so. I'm not gonna, I don't know why I said please do so, but you should, because it just goes faster. But that guy, somehow I skipped, luckily. These guys are level 90. This is a level 90 raid, in case you didn't know that. This was the second last raid of Mists of Pandaria. But moving on to the final boss, this next area is it can be a little bit tricky depending on your gear and DPS, but I feel like if you've gotten to this point, you shouldn't have that many issues. But there's going to be spiders coming from the sky, as you're going to see right here, and if you don't kill them quick enough, what they're going to do is they're going to wrap you in a web, and you're not going to be able to do anything. You can't do any damage, and the debuff doesn't have a timer, but it lasts like 30 seconds or something, so hopefully you don't die in that time, then you can kill them. But that little centipede, that gore pod, whatever it's called, you can skip this first one, but for these guys, you can actually melee them from a far distance away, as you're going to see me do here. If these guys touch you, like if they get close to you, they will one-shot you. And I've tested this at level 100, I'm going to assume it's the same at level 110. These guys will one-shot you, so do not get meleeed by them, or else you're going to die. But luckily, you are able to melee them from like they have like a really big hitbox, so that's very helpful for melee, like myself. But this last spider here is usually the one where I get wrapped. Luckily, I didn't. This little, I don't know, fly thing, usually I'm able to avoid, but for some reason I couldn't because I was recording, probably. But after you kill those, all I do is I just skip the next two, whatever they're called, snails, and then just go to the boss. They end up de-aggroing you at some points. Even if you go to continue doing the raid, you won't be in aggro with them. They don't find you eventually. For this boss, he spawns green puddles underneath you, and if you go on long enough, he's going to do quills, which pushes you off the edge and does damage to you, so you may need to find a way to stay on the edge and not take that much damage. But very easy boss, 1.8% chance for this mount to drop that looks exactly like this boss. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. Good luck farming this mount, and I will see you guys later. Have a good day.